I'm not supposed to eat detergent pods, then why do they make them smell like springtime wind? It's my fave. Come on. Oh, hello there, and welcome to Synthia Selects. Tonight's offering, Ring of Terror. And here to discuss it is noted ring expert Tom Servo. So Tom, what's the deal with this ring?
Great question. The Ring of Terror was created in the dark recesses of Nibelheim by the dwarf Alberich, who forged the ring using the Rhine gold, which he stole from the 3 Rhine maidens after renouncing love. Of course, the ring bears his curse, since it was taken from him by Wotan in order to pay for the construction of the mighty stronghold known as Valhalla.
What, Tom, I'm no expert, but I'm pretty sure Ring of Terror is about a bunch of older than average medical students pledging a fraternity. So I think they mean ring in the sense of a group of society.
Hold on. I thought I was being brought on to discuss the original Ring of Terror. The Ring of the Nibelung. The 4-part, 15-hour cycle of 19th century operas by Richard Wagner. I watched 15 hours of German opera for this.
Oof. Sorry, Tom, but if it's any consolation, you only have to devote about 90 minutes to the very unoperatic Ring of Terror. Synthia, flush them the episode! That was great. And quite the throwback. Hey, have you ever thought about going bulb-free, Tom?
Yeah, sure. But are you positive you don't want to know anything about Wagner's Ring? Nothing about the doomed love of the Valsungs? Or the flight of the Valkyries? The enchantment of the magical Tarnhelm? Nothing?
Sorry, Tom. I'm pretty sure that's gibberish, and we're out of time. Unlike some people, I can bring a show in under 5 hours. So from all of us at Synthia Selects, good night! Oh, I thought it was like gas, grass, or mass, like you had to go to church with them. I don't know. Oh, and you're back to another Synthia Selects, or as I like to call it, my show of my shows. And selected for you today is The Unearthly. And speaking of Unearthly, Jonah Heston is here, and he brought his breath. Jonah, some peoples are night owls, and some peoples is morning peoples. When is time to go to bed for you?
Well, it's like the old saying goes, early to go to bed, early to go to rise, makes you go to healthy, wealthy, and wise. But to answer your question, it's always night up here, so my circadian rhythms are off to a crippling degree. I don't know the last time I slept.
Well, maybe you should talk into a mirror because you're putting me to sleep. And maybe I should talk to a mirror because I look so good. All right, good looking, flush them the episode. An unhinged scientist performing unethical experiments on human subjects? Seems pretty earthly to me. Jonah, you're still here. What do you want?
Oh, I was wondering if I could get one of those white noise machines. You know, the shh. I heard it helps you sleep.
I'm all the white noise you're gonna get, you weighted blanket. And that's all the time we have for Synthia Selects. Join me next time when I whisper sweet everythings into your ear. Good night. But I lost the adapter, so now it's just a regular old skateboard. Oh, well, hello there, and welcome back to Synthia Selects. Tonight, we'll be watching Bride of the Monster from the director who's legendary for all the wrong reasons, Ed Wood. And joining us to talk about it is the bride of no one, Pearl Forrester. Pearl, are you ever gonna settle down and tie the knot?
No. No one could ever dream of tying me down, containing me, keeping up with me, or being my equal in any way. I've learned my lesson, or at least my many now deceased husbands learned theirs. Now, Synthia, honey, we need to talk. What are you doing? This whole entertainment reporter phase has run its course, don't you think? You've been neglecting your chores, and you've barely touched your animal experiments. Those rats were this close to learning how to cook. Why don't you come on back to us, okay? We're all worried about you.
That's great, Pearl. But keep your eyes open. You never know when the next Mr. Right could be right around the corner. But you, viewers, what's right around the corner is Bride of the Monster. Synthia, flush them the episode. All movies should end with a nuclear explosion because movies should end just like the world will. And that's my opinion, and I'm sticking to it. Pearl, final thoughts?
My final thought is that we tried the nice way, so now it's time for some tough love. If you won't stop doing these little shows, I'm coming for you. You thought you had competition before? Well, get ready. Next month, get ready for Pearls Selects. Maybe I'll call it Selected Pearls, or a string of pearls, or Cynthia's Downfall. Whatever I call it, it spells curtains for you.
Okay, I agree, Pearl. Tempering in God's domain is best left to those with official training. So that's all for now. So from all of me here at Synthia Selects, remember, there's no better guard dog than a giant octopus. Good night. Thimbles are for thumbs, then fimbles are for fingers. Thimbles, fimbles. Thimbles, fimbles, thimbles. Aha! You're exactly where I want you to be. Here at Synthia Selects, where we will watch the dead talk back. But first, we will talk back with the most extraordinary guest I will ever have on this program. The lovely, the talented, the surprisingly flexible, Synthia Forrester. Oh, Synthia, thank you for having me. Thank me for having me. I mean, it is a delight to be here. You know, you make this whole thing look so easy, but I know how hard it is. And I know how hard you work. Why, when I first started hosting back in early 20... I didn't even have a mug to my name. Can you imagine? Hosting a show with no mug? And yet, I persisted. I went right ahead, and I kept... Oh, lovely one, tut-tut-tut, you know I love your showbiz stories, but we simply haven't the time. You know how it is around here. Like Limp Bizkit, I have to keep it rollin', huh? Oh, I know how it is around here, darling. You have to keep it rollin', huh? Now, be a dearie and flush them the episode. Yeah, you heard me. You heard me. Synthia, dearie, flush them the episode. Okay, if the dead can talk back, does that mean the dead can sing? Dead can dance? Did someone say sing and dance? Well, you know that's where I got my start. Synthia Forrester's a hoofer. A 5, a 6, a 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and up. And that's all the time we have on Synthia Selects. I'd like to thank me for having me. And you all can thank me for watching me and me. beavers build a dam out of mud and sticks, it's called industrious. But when I do it in the break room, it's called violating a health code. I mean, double standard much? Hey, everyone. Welcome back to Synthia Selects, where tonight we present the spooky Roger Corman classic, The Undead. And here to discuss it is Crow T. Robot. Now, Crow, isn't everything that's alive technically undead?
Wow, that's a great point. That which is alive is undead. And also unalive. And undead. Wow, yeah, that's the magic of prefixes. But as the movie in this episode shows, magic, even of the grammatical variety, is often a devil's bargain. Such magic should only be used uncarefully.
Right. Got it. Well, we hope you have an unexciting time watching The Undead. Synthia, flush them the episode. That was great. You know, as a clone, I never have to wonder about what I was in a past life. I was an adorable little scrap of genetic material in a temperature-controlled vial. What about you, Crow?
I don't know. Do bots dream of their former electric lives? Sometimes I wake up with a feeling that I'm an air fryer.
An intriguing and delicious possibility. Well, from all of me at Synthia Selects to all of you and the many regressed lives that you contain, good night. I don't even care. I put the coconut in the lime. Putting the lime in the coconut? It's amateur hour. You know what? Well, hello, and welcome back to the professional hour that I call Synthia Selects. Tonight, Synthia has selected the brain that wouldn't die, which is the most frustrating kind of brain. And I'm here with Tom Servo. Now, tell me, Tommy boy, if you could have any type of brain, what type would you have?
I hate when people ask me this, because I can never decide between a brain that can fly and a brain that can turn invisible. Could I have a Brian instead? I always thought it would be cool to hang out with Brian Bonsall, ask him what it was like to be both Alex P. Keaton's brother and Worf's son.
He was another brother to teeny others. You don't care about that? Ugh, the male gaze. Anyways, take off your thinking caps for the brain that wouldn't die. Synthia, flush them the episode. Even from a pan, Jan still had to do her boyfriend's emotional labor. Tommy boy, lay it on me.
Can I change my choice of Brian to Brian Dennehy? I have so many questions about FX2, The Deadly Art of Illusion.
No substitutions. Sir, this is not a Wendy's. So join me next time for another Synthia Selects. And remember, a Jan in the pan beats two in the flan. You'll get it.